It's still the 14th of October 2025, same day I recorded episode 1, which is still uploading, and I wanna continue with the next one. 4 hours left in the day, so why not do something more? Okay, now that we have 2 batteries, I could basically plug in the solid fuel burner again, since I still have some coal left, and fill them up, but I think we have a surplus of energy here from our few wind turbines, and I would like to put up 2 more actually, but not right now. And I mean, if we have a surplus, then we have this nice electricity storage balancing thing going on, where if I wait for long enough, these guys will be fuller, and that's nice, instead of just having everything at... They are all blue, yes, they are blue! Subtracting the entire aspect from the gameplay, basically. Anyway, so what I need to do now is I need to mine, because I don't have resources, but what I also need to do is take a look at the deep miner cartridge, if I manage to operate this printer correctly. A possibility, I assure you. Because who knows what region we find ourselves in. Or... Oh, what's with this? What's with the tooltip again? Or what region I might encounter when I'm out there mining. Iron. Iron 1. aka probability is 1, there's nothing else that can come up. Okay, that's not very good. Well, so let's aim for mining then. There's the tracker cartridge, there's the and so forth and so forth. Before I go, I should... No, I will just keep all of this stuff around. That's relatively empty.
Hydration critical.
And where is that mining backpack? Oh, it's in the furnace. That's pretty nice that you can just toss those in. What's with this tooltip crap here? No tooltip? And now? Tooltip. Huh. And no error messages, so that's weird. Anyway. Yeah, drink something, eat something. And I need to think of cooling, though. No. Cooling isn't exactly the concern of this world. Heating is, but, well, just setting the air on fire with 3 volatiles in this 4x5 room already did the trick. Let me arrive at -1 degrees. Then I cleaned it up with this dude, which is still quite empty, and the rest happened naturally via the entropy of the devices that are at play here. And my own body temperature, yes, and the sun shining in. Okay, let's make sure that all the batteries that I bring are as full as they should be. Which reminds me, can't I print some large batteries? Wouldn't that be a pretty cool thing to have? I have the gold, but I don't have the copper. Let's see how many I can make. Large battery. Copper, steel. I can make none. Shit. Alright. Then I have to make do with what's here. Where's my mining drill? Here we go. Come on, Rocketworks, it's primary. Fix the primary shit before going on and implementing secondary stuff. Okay, so that one is sorted. What else is new? Oh, 28? Huh. I used this a bit, but not that much. Must have been the cold. And did I report the bugs? No. I had to reboot the computer, but I saved those images. Forgot to post them as bugs. Bug reports. What's this now? Yeah, some free games on Amazon and Epic. I still have to deal with those. I will do that tomorrow morning at 8. Okay, solved. Okay. So, primary goal right now, get copper and also become aware of the deep mining opportunities that might arise. What? Oh, there's no room here. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah, still I should print some mining backpack. Excuse me? Oh. Why was I so convinced it's on this side? My head's not in the right place. Or was it the universe? Mining backpack. Two of them. One for the for the road, and actually two for the road. Why not? Yeah, and this one with the smelty stuff goes into the locker. And what's with this one? Yeah, mining belt and 2 mining backpacks. That's good. Some drinking and eating. And one of the next goals is, of course, to light things up in here and to establish programming, and so therefore to make the respective ingots for that. And then I want to start something new. I want to go and take all the programming that I make, all the programs that I write, oxygen, and yeah, that's a good location. And I want to put them as text files on my hard disk in a certain directory structure, and then I want to open that as a project in what's its face? IntelliJ IDEA, and then at some point I want to make a video demonstrating that to you, how cool that is to have that as your oh man. As your source code manager for this game, because it is very cool. Are they both empty? Oh. Yeah, of course. These guys have priorities and those don't have any priority. Okay, first I have to do some more things before I can go. Yep. Did I remember to... Yes, I set the orbital simulation speed correctly. So I guess I actually have to move these over now to the indoors. But the first thing I should do then is print a fuse. Because that would really be annoying if one of these cables burns out in a random location. So, this is where the power comes in. This is where the protector goes for 5 kilowatts. So if something bad happens, this one will burn out. No more power consumption, everybody's happy. Okay. Should I put some more batteries here? Right next to these ones. How wide is this? Almost a box. Okay, so it goes to exactly here. To that corner. And then I can no longer pass. Shit. Not something I want. Or can I? Well, I can't print it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's recable stuff here. Where are the big fat cables? Here we go. Oh, this one will not be charged at all. Oh, okay. Done goofed. Also, what was I thinking? Now look at all of these. They are thin cables. Man. What have I been doing? Yeah, I forgot that the station batteries have priority, which I think they should not actually have, because that's not how electricity works. At all. Yeah, that's also not how that works. See above. Fuses. The fuse has to be considered. What chaotic bullshit am I doing once again here? I mean, there are people really planning their stations with even with software properly, and I shamefully do not. That's neat enough. Now you're in charge. Alright. Some more cables, maybe? I cannot print any at this point, so... At this juncture. I mean, these I will never ever need again, so why not remove them? Okay. I think the entire cable garbage has been removed. Batteries are charging.
Power low.
What's with this stupid mining drill shit all the time? Come on, Rocketworks, fix the fucking interface already. You have no excuse. There is none. Okay, that one's ready. Taking a big battery with me would of course not be the dumbest thing to do. And or just using a big battery in the first place. Or the mining drill. 1000 watts. Charging speed. Pretty cool. But I can't take it. Ah, that worked. Neat. Yeah, let's just leave that on. Who gives a fuck? The wind is picking up. The furnace is cooling down, but nothing will explode. Should check the temperature, I'm curious. Because I have the passive liquid outlet, so as soon as things liquefy, they will not stay in the pipe, and so nothing can freeze, because there's an intermediary step of the liquefaction. Okay. Oxygen once more.
Air tank critical.
And some more eating and drinking, because, yeah. Heaven's Vault. That's where I am. That's funny. Given the topics I was talking about in the previous episode. And now I'm free to ramble on again. If only I had a topic, huh? What could we talk about? I mean, the golden rule should be, if you don't want to say something, don't speak at all. Right? Which is the opposite of the design of our mass media, of the news media, you know. So, but I mean, I talked about that at length. If there's someone who's pumping out news 24/7, and they are paid to do so by advertisement clients, and if those in turn have some political views also, I mean, that should not be the case. But that's so, you know. Then Shazam! All of a sudden, your news are no longer news; they are messages, so to speak. Huh. Alright. Still Heaven's Vault. Yeah, it's, I mean, of course you can play that with a map, but why would I take away this part of the experience? You could say it's an annoying part of the experience, but do you see me mining? Yes. Do I find mining annoying? Yes. Does it have its upsides? Yes.
Waste tank caution.
Fuck my life. Should have brought an extra canister. Let me just make a claim. The truth is the most important thing. But just accept the claim. You can call it into question, you know, you can ask, is that really true? Or you can just accept it. I'm not sure, but I think it was this direction. Yeah, that's where the sun is. Why is the sun already over there? Didn't it come up behind Jupiter? I mean, the previous episode, I don't know how long it was, a few hours, I guess. Oh, let me just check that. How long was the previous episode? The previous episode's length was 4 hours. 4 hours, 4 times 60, that's 240. 240 minutes. Well, that's more than an entire day-night cycle. And we started kind of in the morning, so yeah, maybe we already have the evening, but really? Let's not think about it. Oh, look, coal. Oh shit. The sun is going down. And it's not going down on me, so I'm concerned. There it is, the station. The day was really short, man. I don't remember the day having been long. Ah, whatever. Damn, I want to put one of these out there. Yeah, it's oddly dark in here. So let's open this one up. Get some fresh oxygen, and there's also a front to eventually build something. Ah, fuck.
Air tank critical.
Really annoying. Like the music, by the way. So let's change that then. No, not this one. Oh, let's take this one then. Right. So what's the temperature of the furnace? It is 100 degrees. So we're just about to enter that realm where something should be coming out. Not that we care much. Huh. So unless I find something with a tooltip... Aha, solved. The tooltip will stay. Still Heaven's Vault. Just how big is this area? Do I need coal? I'm not entirely sure, so let's take some. I talked in the previous video about things that you will probably not remember, because, I mean, who really watches all that crap? I will just continue with that, and as if you had watched it. What else can I do? I mean, what's really a reasonable way to go about it? And just resume with that. So after, in 2001, by the way, this event that I had there, this special head event where I had doubted my own mind to the degree that I couldn't even no longer doubt it, because the doubter itself was being doubted, and then that all of that mechanically fell apart, resulting in me basically, you know, ceasing any mental activity upon which then the mind started rebuilding itself over years, and is now pretty capable. And I'm glad that I did this, even though it was pretty much a hard thing to go through. What I found interesting and disturbing, actually, is you know that I so in that event I had the impression to see God. You know, I mean, if you haven't listened to the previous episode, that will now sound weird to you. And what can I say? I will not elaborate. And the really weird part was then for weeks after that, when I looked on the clock, you know, I was resting a lot, sleeping a lot, because my head was really needing it. after a complete information system reboot, while I'm already running the system instead of being born as a baby and then having to start my life. No, I was in the middle of it. After a completely intellectually infused information system reboot, with that kind of experience, with this, well, let's call it subjective, this subjective impression of actually having seen God, you know? Not the bearded dude, no, I said I wouldn't elaborate. Okay, one thing, I saw a geometric object which I believe was the last thing between me and, you know, God. And yeah, after that, whenever I woke up from my stupor of relaxing, trying to wait for my head to calm down, which took weeks really, whenever I opened my eyes and looked on the clock, I saw it was 7 o'clock, it was 8 o'clock, it was 9 o'clock, or 10, or whatever. And I was beginning to fear that, basically. And you might say, well, okay, that's psychotic, that's confirmation bias, that's this and that and whatever. But, well, you were not there, you were not the one who experienced it. I know I experienced it. The occurrences were statistically significant, and also, I mean, I know that in the first days I was actually fearing basically to look there, because I feared it would again be exactly the full hour. And then whenever I did, it was. And that's weird to say the least. And I will not go into the hypotheses that I developed upon that, because, you know, I currently have no evidence yet of any of these occurrences being nothing but just head stuff. So I don't want to be unwise about that. Anyway, I have been saying in some videos 23 and 42, hey, that's kind of my numbers, right? Yeah, that's because in the years since then, in the last 24 years, I have been having that significantly often on the clock, though it was not that significant, so it is in the realm of, yeah, maybe it's confirmation bias. Anyway. I mean, a mind cannot be physically glued to reality, yes? That's impossible. Of course, I have some models that would describe how that could be the case, but since I have no evidence, not even evidence that I could look at myself to tell myself, yeah, actually that did happen, I must consider all of that just, well, data gathered in a haze, and therefore invalid, insufficient to build anything on. But I do remember at least the experience. It was wild to say the least. Still Heaven's Vault. Heaven's Vault is fucking big, man. I wonder if I should put up a deep miner here in Heaven's Vault and just mine iron, because iron is certainly desired. I have just eaten. so much coal. Whatever will I do with all of that? Steel. Only full stacks, please. Ah. Do I need to bring more of this? Ah, this could be useful. Not right now, but by the way, I need nickel and I need lead and I need silver. All of these I have not yet found. That is a priority for programming. Yep. And gold also. I mean, I have some gold lying around still, but gold is too valuable not to get. Copper, okay. Another weird experience, actually twice in a row. Okay, when I had my personal little god experience, that was exactly 1 month before 9/11, before they flew those planes into the towers. Anyway, in January 2002 then, in the evening I went to bed, that's basically the story, and then I closed my eyes and then soon I saw a white room, which I then looked up on the internet. Supposedly it's not a new thing, supposedly other people have seen it too. I'm just not sure if it's the same thing, but I mean the description white room is so very neutral. Maybe there are like 50 different such experiences that people have had. They all label it or describe it the same way, even though it is always a different thing, and I mean, different kind of experience, and maybe none of that has any, what's the term? Any mechanical reasons other than dreaming, hallucination, blah 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 blah. Anyway, what I experienced was, I was in a space that was infinite or had no size. It was unclear, but this space was special, and I cannot describe really how. It was like I was looking at existence in a way, and I saw in front of me an eye which was either ginormous or had no size. It probably was dimensionless, I don't know, but I saw it. It was just the simple depiction basically of an eye. It wasn't an eyeball with veins or something, but it was kind of like an eyeball. I mean, I'm saying it was definitely an eye. It was not just something that resembled an eye and then I interpreted it. And it was looking straight at me, and it was terrible and beautiful and absolute and all of those things at the same time. And I would rather assume that it was only my own insufficiency that would make it seem terrible, you know? Because it was completely neutral. It was neutral, but it was... Maybe it was like the universe, or maybe it was the universe, who knows? It was completely neutral, like the universe is completely neutral. It's just logical, it's just doing its thing, and so that's what it is then. And you're either compatible with it or you're not, but it's just nature taking place, you know? And What? The eye of nature, maybe? Whatever that would be, because I'm not a romantic who would just say the eye of nature and just leave it at that, because as if that had any meaning, I would have to decipher that. Anyway, what I saw then also between me and that eye, there was some kind of pixel flow, little tiny trillions, billions of little colorful points, dots, whatever, swirling around in some kind of form that I couldn't describe, like sand in the wind. And somehow I thought that what I was seeing, that these pixels were me somehow, but I'm not sure. And I mean a part of me basically. And anyway, and then soon I woke up and it was over. But it was an extremely profound experience, and what's more profound even is that on the next day I experienced the exact same thing again. I mean, what's the likelihood of that? Well, what's more, the second time after that had happened to me after I woke up and looked in the mirror, there was blood in my eyes. I had, I don't know what's that called, bloodshot? Yeah, bloodshot. My eyes were bloodshot. I mean, significantly. There was basically a lot of that. And I don't know how long it took for that to heal, because currently I definitely don't have that. But that's what happened. Wild, huh? Yep. Such is life. Heaven's Vault still. Oxygen looking good. Though we were at over 5,000, now we're at 3,700. Why is that so very fast? Still Heaven's Vault. How long does it fucking take to find a different region here on this stupid moon? Another less relevant dream. I mean, if you have listened to what I said in the previous episode, in episode 1, about my mental experience of basically rebooting my entire thought system over years, then the following made me of interest. In 2004, I think, which was a couple of years after this had begun, I was still really out of sorts. I had a dream in the evening after lots and lots of coffee. You know, I had visited some guys in Cologne, where there was some net label, and I was doing some pre-masterings for them, some audio mixes and stuff. And then I had drunk. Sorry, I don't. I have a problem with that past tense all the time. I don't know why. Heaven's Vault still.
Leaving mission area.
Oh, that's a thing here? So I was pretty tired, but I wanted to go home anyway. I always don't want to sleep at someone else's place at a party or so. I've done that earlier, I've done that before. I don't like the experience in the morning. Everything is cold and hungover, and there's the other people, and it's smelly. And what do you do now? Do you have breakfast there and so forth? So I decided to drive home. I hadn't, no alcohol, no. Only ungodly amounts of coffee. And so then late at night or late in the evening, I don't remember, I was driving home, and at some point during the ride I realized that I was basically going asleep because I was too tired. But I decided that this is not what should happen, because I didn't want this. So I focused as hard as I could to which direction do I have to go? To not succumb to that, and I tried to become aware of that threshold, because obviously it is something that you cannot overcome. Because I mean, if your mind goes to sleep, it goes to sleep, period. That's what it is. There's a point of unconsciousness that you reach, and you will not be conscious of it. That's why it's called unconsciousness, and so you cannot overcome that. But I was so very, very tired. But I didn't want this. I didn't want to drive to the roadside and sleep there and sort of thing. So I decided to keep going, and I was able to focus on that threshold, and I perceived that threshold, and I could decide to stay on one side of it instead of succumbing to it. And so then I eventually arrived home, and yeah, and that was, I don't know how long was the ride, 100 kilometers or so. Quite tedious. Anyway, then I was home, and then I went to sleep, and then I had a vision that was when I was, eyes closed in bed. I don't quite recall. It was like looking at a pyramid from the inside, seeing a labyrinth, and I was a dot that was running along that labyrinth of that pyramid, and that pathway that I ran and all of that made total sense to me. I don't know what sense it made, but I was glad that things were logical again, that things were meaningful, rational again. Even though I couldn't see the rationality of it, I somehow sensed that, I believed to sense. I mean, it was a subjective experience, and maybe it was really just, meaningless, who knows. But I get the given this whole mind rebuilding process that I went through in these years, that could indeed have been an experience where a part of my mind had come to some kind of finding some order again, only on a level that is so high resolution that I was not capable of reflecting what it actually means. I just saw that it was making sense and that it was falling into place. Anyway, and then some days later, I had a dream where I was a rope, and I was another rope. I was two sets of ropes that were suddenly that were in a rectangular grid, and they were suddenly then beginning to wind around each other and still staying this grid, as if they were beginning to form a whole, which could again be a vision describing this process of the mind becoming one with itself again, like one part of the information system and another part of the information system finding each other and connecting. And there was another interesting dream where
hydration critical.
I had the impression as if I was a piece of landscape, like 30 by 30 meters maybe, and around me there was more landscape, and there was, I think, a fence, and I was the fence, and I was a tree, and I was that landscape, and all of that was me, and that was so peaceful. Yeah, I should go back. There we go. But I have to keep track of the regions here. So, still Heaven's fucking Vault, okay? Shite. So what coordinates am I walking towards? I'm walking away from negative x. I'm walking towards positive x. I also had a few lucid dreams in those years. So that's a dream where, at least that was the experience to me, where I suddenly woke up to realize in the dream that I was dreaming, which then changed the quality of the dream, making things more clear and more meaningful maybe. And then I could begin to decide how it should continue. Could paint the dream, could make it colorful, could change the shapes, stuff like that. And I miss those. I have only had these like back then, but not in recent years, and I'm missing that. But I know that, I mean, I just know it, that the experiences that I had in 2001, 1 month before 9/11, that I had in my head, these profound experiences are still there. They are not gone. They are not distorted. They are not fading into some kind of basically shifting out of identity, shifting out of what it was, into altering them, being altered by brain chemistry into something else. It is still 100% that original stuff. It's just buried under the confrontation with all the rest of me, which is high energy stuff. It's a heavy load that has to adapt, that has to change. But it is changing. And so, again and again, this stuff is spiking up and is becoming ever more present. So, it is indeed so that in 2001 I encountered information processing in my mind on a resolution that is unthinkable, that is on the resolution of emotion itself. And then I was recovered, then I was made sane again by emotion alone. That's why I hold that ultimately will and emotion are the same thing, and that ultimately meaning emerges from emotion, not the other way around. Of course, that's based upon my very personal experiences, which don't have to have any meaning, actually, you know. Just because it was important to me doesn't mean that anyone should ever care. Then maybe in a few years I will think, God damn it, why did you even talk about that shit? It was so stupid. It's just, forget it. But what I instead believe, and I have had 24 years of this experience, 24 years of basically daily, or let's say weekly experience of dealing with that stuff. After all this time, I can say that what's happening is not that this stuff is sinking into the rest of me, becoming absorbed into something, in something like a subconscious, and are fading, and these neurons are basically becoming meaningless and so forth. But what's happening instead is that the rest of me is being absorbed into it. And that might sound spooky, but it is glorious, it is wonderful, it is good. I found something that is true. Maybe my interpretations of it, like I presented them, are not true. That's fine. But I found something that is true. At least it is truer than anything I had seen before. And that profundity itself had dug itself deeply into my thoughts. And now all of that is changing me. And so what other people need, this walk on the high ledge to feel alive because you're confronted with it to be or not to be, that has become a part of my existence. I don't have to strive for that. To be or not to be, that's in my mind somewhere. I can ask for it when I want it. I have downloaded it. It is identity now. And I love that. I actually dug something out from the depth of my mind, or the very concept of thinking and logic, that is meaningful, and it is still with me after 24 years, and it is changing me. And I'm looking forward to seeing that change. Some things that I've seen is a profoundly greater caring about whether things are true, and much greater precision in thinking and interpretation and so forth, and skepticism, to know when I don't know, to be certain that I'm uncertain, which seems like a paradox when it's not. There's lots of nickel here. I mean, people think that the truth is on the outside. But what is the truth? Is the truth ultimately something that you can learn as a fact and then, oh, now I know the truth. I don't think so. I think the truth is something that does not fit into thoughts, but towards which we can have a distance. And we are born at great distance to it, or maybe we are born very close to it, but then maybe then we experience exactly what I've been, or almost exactly what I've been experiencing in the last 24 years as a baby. I mean, as a baby we experience the same thing. We have somehow the knowledge of the profound, of the truth, of the utter meaning of all of it. But then we are confronted with our senses, with our body, with the worldly. And we have to submit to it because the universe doesn't leave us any other choice. There's suffering, there's incapableness, and we want to free ourselves from that.
Power low.
We need to be a human. And then all of that is buried and is gone. And maybe I managed to undig that. And now it's beginning to assimilate me. Well, it has begun. Long time ago. Should grow some food, huh? Yeah, okay, let's smelt some shit. Iron, we have enough. In other words, first thing to do is let's print a bunch of chutes. Like all of them. 48 divided by 3 is 16. So let's print 32-ish chutes. Well, and while I do like pop music and such, and classic and metal and so forth, I mean, for example, Existence is Punishment by Crowbar is still one of my go-to tracks that I love to see on video, also because Craig Noonanmaker, or Noonanmaker, whatever his name is, to see him on the drum kit is just awesome, you know.
Critical.
But what I've mostly been listening to in the last 24 years is ambient music, because that's just more me. Alright, what's the next step? I would say putting the mining drill away and making up my mind in regards to the chute system out there. Actually, what am I saying out there? Let's make one right here. I mean, it came through the window just fine, but that's the thing, it came through the window. That's not the way to go. Okay, can I print some lights already? No, we first have to smelt more shit. So let's smelt more shit. I would say copper, because that was really the great, come on, thing I was looking for. And this here, what is this? Is this actual substances in the air? Yes, it is, because, yeah, because the furnace is now at minus degrees, 6 megapascals still. So what's coming out currently is pollutant. Eventually what's coming out is CO2, and when I say eventually, I mean like in a few seconds already. Yeah, it's already happening. And what else is in there? Some oxygen, okay, that's, you can forget about that. The most stuff in there is CO2. Would be nice to have that in the station. And, well, it's not like that's not possible. Well, how about the pollutant? How are we looking? 33% pollutant still. Huh. Damn. It's not the majority, so... Well, what am I saying? Anything. Anything and anyone. Anyone? Let's print some lights. Light this bitch. Has been long enough, right? And some cables too. Let's start with 2 for now. Yeah, baby. Let there be fucking light. And let's put up more lights right away. 2 more. It's a 2 more. That's funny. Dude, have you heard me making jokes? They're never funny, okay? Why complain about this one then? Oh. Yeah, I could put that here. Nice. Now something over here, please. I would say 2 more, huh? So we're drawing 300 watts for lights. But boy, does this look better. Did you just assume my Zimmer? Well, I believe we're living fantasy. I said that. I said that I believe that everybody is God himself. No joke, you know. Nice. This feels very homely, and no more flashlight, at least right now. Cool. And out there, deadly. So, should I actually make a small room dedicated to plants? Or should I put the plants in here? Where I would then have to shield them from the sun, due to my day-night cycle that is non-standard, because the plants always stay on the 20-minute day-night cycle. I'm not sure. Anyway, one of the first things I need to... What the fuck is this? Look at that. How did the go from here to there, motherfucker. How did this happen? Is this thing on? Hello, hello, hello. I would like to have some lights out here, basically. Yeah, let's do something completely random. The area power controller. It costs iron, copper, solder. Can I make solder? Solder takes iron, which I happen to have, and lead, which I happen to have. Do I have silver? No. Fuck me sideways in a railroad tunnel then, because I cannot make any electrum then. That's fucked up. Oh, I forgot to bring this. Ah, let's see if the next one lands there too. Must be the airstream caused by whatever's coming out of the furnace, creating some high pressure here, and then it streams away, and I don't know how... Actually, I don't know how it could have happened. I mean, how does this thing get from here to there? That doesn't happen. Next steps. Do we still have iron frames? We do. 3 of them. Power
low.
Do I have steel sheets then? 36, that's good. So if I want to separate the thing that I want to do here, if I want to separate that out with the switch, I cannot use an area power controller except if I let go of this one, which so nicely charges the battery with 1000 watts per game tick. Which is something I would rather not want to let go of. I'd rather want to have a wall full of these guys as my battery charger wall. 1000 watts. Maybe I should print 2 more of these guys. Or 4 more. Let's make more upright wind turbines. We need iron for that. Do we have that? We do. I want to make 4, so that's not enough. And the helmet is closed. 4 times 5 is 20, so that works. We don't have enough copper right now. There's copper out there, though. Fuck! Yeah, that wasn't the best approach. I forgot the iron sheets. Anyway. Yeah, let's put up 2 more of these. Do I have heavy cables on me? I think not. I have to print. It's okay, we have some normal cables then. And if I wanna... Well, if the... No, if I wanna use some... Num num num. Num 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 num. I'm not sure how to proceed. Zero, 1, 2. Oh wait, it's a wall. It's 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 0. Okay, that's prepared. Come on. What's happening? One, two, three, and a fourth one, and then we're done. Okay. Very good, very good. How far is this along? 36. So we got 6 more wind turbines, which is, I think, about double the capacity we had before. So I believe these lights will not be our problem. And when this is done, I want to print some more lights. 2 of them. Fuck my life. Okay. How much copper do we have? What? All right, right. They are already stacked. Something that Rocketworks could do here in regards to these guys is when they are an icon, they could stack them here. They could express if it's 2, then we have 2. If it's 3, then we have 3. If it's 4, then we still have 3. You know, this visual repetition, not that it's really necessary. Because parallel lines, like, that's why some people put, and I too, depending on what I'm writing down, put multiple quotation, exclamation points after that. Not when I'm writing an email so much, or maybe sometimes, but only to draw attention, because these parallel lines, they draw your attention, and that would be the goal. Look here, read that shit. That makes sense. If it makes sense, why not use it? I like to rethink things instead of following this whole concept of they decided it is wrong, therefore it is then wrong. What? No. It is wrong if it is wrong. And who's the arbiter of that? Who decides whether it's wrong? I do. At least regarding the things I decide. And, well, you are like that too. I mean, when you're just copying what other people are saying as that you're right and wrong, and it's still your decision that you do that. It's like when people say, well, you need objective morality and therefore God, therefore the carpenter. Dude, you decided to believe in that stuff and which parts to believe in and so forth and so forth. All of that was your choice. Where's the objectivity? Excuse me. And your interpretation of it and all that. You decided that. It's not objective. But you know, religious people and logic, that doesn't go well together. I mean, do you... See, okay, there's another thing. A few weeks before my profound experience with... which I have talked about... a few weeks before, actually about 1 month before that, yep. I was having a different experience. I was looking at the... I was having a pleasant afternoon. It was sunlight and it was summer, and I actually had put a bucket there with cold water because it was rather warm around me, and so I was cooling myself down, stepping in, you know. That's, I mean, when you're really hot, that's such a golden ticket, you know. It cools you right down, and once you are cooled down, all the warmth around you is no longer a burden. It's a pleasure. It's almost like you're walking through butter. Anyway, I guess I want to set up 2 more batteries. Gold and steel. I don't have the gold for that currently. At least not for 2. Steel! Ah, here we go. And so I was standing there and I was thinking that I like the world. I mean, that's something you can sometimes think, you know, when you're standing on a mountain, looking across the valley and the trees and so forth, you might suddenly have a feeling or a thought of, I like all of this. This is great, you know. And I was having that while standing in my living room, watching out of the window, seeing the sky with the blue sky with little fluffy clouds, white clouds, like ideal, just the ideal, beautiful sky. And then all of a sudden, it hit me. I thought, this is so beautiful. This must be God, which is ridiculous, I guess. But that's what happened. And then that feeling that kind of leapt at me. It was not just, okay, now I had the thought, let's do something else. It was as if I had had a realization that was correct. And so then I had an hour or 2 of emotional experience that was as if I had found God. Which is weird for me to say. I mean, it is something that you might think someone says who is about to tell you, so you should believe in Jesus, yes? When I am telling you that I am God and that you are God and that everybody is God, that we're all cut from the same cloth, but that we're all running on the same infrastructure, and that infrastructure at its core is that dude, and that dude is us, because he's only a dude once he takes shape. And he takes the shape of me, and he takes the shape of you, and he takes the shape of that super idiot, super extreme idiot Taylor Swift, and of that fucking fascist asshole. Okay, I'm not going to say the name now because I can never be sure what will happen. in Britain, you know, there's some very prominent figure right now, often in the news. And Hitler, of course, and Dalai Lama, and the Pope, and Jesus, and so forth. Those are the shapes that it takes, I guess. Huh. How can I best deal with this? Should I separate the logic? I mean, this is all such chaotic bullshit what I'm doing here, but I just wanted to protect myself from things potentially going awry, you know? So,
Hydration critical.
So I had an experience that since then I know is an experience that possibly other people might have had when they follow their religion, you know, which might also bring them maybe closer to some kind of experience that they would confuse them like I did. Or was it real? I don't know. Confusing as if they had experienced the divine, and also giving them, of course, the understanding this is profound. It is, you know? And so I can understand why someone would fall for some stupid shit like Christianity, or Islam, whatever. But see, I had that without any religion and I still don't have one. And I hold that wrapping that into a religion, that's not wise. I mean, if someone can use a religion to get to such an emotional place, which I can only say is a good thing. I mean, as you can see, I'm still dealing with that from the perspective of maybe, though my mind certainly is poisoned, I don't know, with the conviction that there's probably that is most probably the truth. But I'm saying that this is good, and they say it gives my life meaning, and then they are criticized with okay, so before you need someone else to give your life meaning and so forth and so forth. Yeah, but their theism is a completely different one. I believe that you are God and I am God, and that this is heaven in the making, and that this is the one thing, you know, only in its new form. So yeah, it gives my life meaning too, but not because someone else gave that to me, but because I don't know how to call it, I feel to be full of purpose. Yeah. And what is that purpose? Whatever purpose I choose. But I know that my choices matter, because will is the highest thing, and I have it. Okay, we got another battery. And look, the place is a bit more lively now. And that draws a lot of power, I guess. I can make... basically I need to go mining again, because I need to find that stupid crap.
Hunger caution.
That is called... but I want to prepare a steel smelt. That is called... silver, yeah. So that I can make solder. No, not solder. Electrum. So let's gather anything and everything that smells like steel here in this guy. So the next batch of steel will then just be me tossing that once again into the furnace.
Power low.
Yeah. And again, I forgot that I have this new feature, which is not a mod, it is part of standard Stationeers. You can drag multiple items at once, of the same type, or all items if you so wish. Steel, 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 not yet steel. Okay. Hey, wait. Don't I have 2 backpacks? I do. I do! Steel, 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 steel. Steel and almost more steel. Let's do it like this, because now this thing is ready to be tossed into the furnace. Not that I need that right now, because then it's just steel and I cannot ever get it back. There's no way to remove that again. To separate that out, to turn that back into iron and coal or just iron. Impossible. And now let's use the drag everything thing. Shazam! Hello! What? Oh, right. Of course. The power was interrupted. Well, I could use logic chips, for which I don't need electrum. God damn it. Do I need silver? I mean, I want to do it, I want to program it, instead of using logic chips. I want to go all the way. Haha, funny. I'm saying drag all of them and then it does. That's interesting. Hey, maybe it can be used. No, it can't be. Well, I don't see the way. Up. 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 Haha. And what happens if I drag all of them? That's redonkulous. Why is it in this order now? Need to find a setup that gives me oxygen. What's the mixture in here, by the way? We should have a good amount of CO2 by now. 3% maybe? Let's see. No, 10%. Whoa. Didn't expect that. But, I mean, it's just one breaking window away from being death, you know? It's not a wise setup. But it's still the first beginnings, the mega beginnings, yeah. Maybe I should prepare also some solder, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Or rather in this one? Nope. No! Wrong key. So that is for solder. Steel. And, well, to make that stuff I need gold. How much gold do I have here? Basically none. So I would have to smelt this gold and mine more gold. Should I take the explosives with me if I do that, huh? Okay. This should be smelted. This is prepared for later. though I think I should just take that with me. Oh, there's enough space still. Maybe we should make a filter? And oxygen will very soon be critical. How full is this dude still? Oh! Minus 73 degrees. Whoa. Wait, so the furnace is full of gas that is frozen?
Hunger critical.
Whoa. No, wait, okay, in there we have CO2 that is so cold that it is in the process of freezing. It's not yet frozen. Can it even freeze in the furnace? Pressure 2 megapascals, was 6 before. It's of course a temperature thing, but also some pressure got lost. I guess it's the high pressure, huh? Wonder what happens if I do this. I was wondering if this would now begin to freeze in the pipe up there and destroy the pipe. Oh! Oh, look at that!
Air tank critical.
Yep. Why is it not charging? Oh, everything's without power. That would explain it then, huh? So power goes here, goes here. These guys should actually be working. Yep, they do. Goes here, doesn't go back here. Yeah, we need a connection here. Yeah, I'm already thinking about stackers, but I guess I will build the stackers on top of the printers instead of to the side of them. Aha. Power is looking okay. Even though we're burning 1, 2, 3, 400 watts constantly right now, which is a lot. Iron and copper. Okay, this one is wrong. This one is right. I currently have enough water. How many liters do I have? 64, that's fine. But food is... well, it's time to grow some stuff. Do I make a greenhouse for that? So many fronts to work on. And my main problem right now is the resources. I don't have... is it actually my problem? I mean, I want a program now, yeah, but is that something I need for the greenhouse? It depends on how sophisticated I want to go. And again, that's lying there. Why is it not lying here? And why haven't I put some chutes there by now? That solved that problem for me. Yeah, still 5 megapascals, however. Could be 8 or 9. I need to work on that front. Shut up, I need to eat? Oh, I done goofed, I guess. That is as awkward as it gets. Definitely not what I want. That's more like it. Okay, spit it out, baby. Man, I'm burning through my food here. I think I will not have the time to actually set up a greenhouse or to plan one and so forth. So do I have to put that in here? This would be so wrong. I'd rather have a greenhouse that is connected to this room via an airlock, and that is a little dark room that's right next to this one. Like, like behind this wall, for example. Actually, right there, yeah. Let's just do that and not think about it. Okay, that is done. This will be an airlock. Why would the greenhouse have to be inside an airlock? Behind an airlock? I don't know, and I also do not care. This is now what it is. Okay. Airlock. Then I'm here inside the greenhouse room. That's where the plants are. Maybe 2 rows, who knows? It's not like they have to produce oxygen, right? Yeah, okay. So let's bring everything that's necessary to make an airlock and to weld that up and the walls and so forth. Steel sheets, I believe I have enough for this. I will also need plastic sheets,
Filter low.
which I believe I have enough of. Two doors, please. Oh, okay. Yet again, less steel, but it's not like I don't have enough of it. Right on cue. Oh, connection idle. Did I press some stupid F key? That was F5, F4, yeah. It was on screen this whole time. I have to delete the video now.
Iron. Like a lion. Inside of Zion.
Okay, will this be a glass door? No, it would be better if there would be some darkness. Needs to be an automatic door though, so let's use this one. And I should make an arc welder. And I should print batteries. And I should get a lot of gold. And I definitely need silver. These are the golds that I have. I don't know if I can actually fulfill them. What? Needs one glass. And then a bunch of glass. Needs power. How much power are we drawing by now? And I might need a second plant light, which I cannot print without the respective materials. Oh well. Okay, this is a problem. Let's make the arc welder, if it can be done. It can be done. Steel, electro, fuck me sideways. I don't have the materials. Electrum, I need electrum for this. Damn. Then we need walls. And what am I saying? I don't need that much glass because the greenhouse will not have glass around. It will just be steel. Or, no, plastic. And here I can use iron walls, which I still have. For which I need 3. 1, 2, 3. And this. And glass is needed. Man, I'm full. What am I printing here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the roof. Left side. Right side. Back side. Now 2 for the front. Forgot the glass for the door, but you know, can't carry it anyway. Oh. What's happening? Whoa. This time it flew very far. Greenhouse. Looks like greenhousing, like a housing. I don't know why. But now it is true, because I said so. Window.
Power low. Yeah, okay, I would say burn the rest of the flares in here. When everything's closed up, of course. And then break open the wall. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 flares will rise up the temperature of one of these fields from minus 141 and minus 150 to like 30 maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 3 is 18. Then we will have 30 degrees, which is a bit hot, but we also have this field, which is very cold, and we have the next room, which is getting warm but still cold. So if I would use 19 flares in here, and there's also the problem that I cannot close the door before I have not tossed down all the flares. So let's say 20 flares. 20 flares in here, then I close the door. Then it can heat up in there. Then I will get all of this stuff ready, and then I will break open this wall from the inside there. and then open this wall, which will unleash the considerable heat into these areas, and so over there we should then have a temperature of, well, still 7 or so degrees. Maybe that works. Do I even have 20 flares? I think so. Okay, that's no longer needed, but we need... well, let's just take all the glass. And flares. How many do I have? 11. Huh. Well, I can use the white flares from the flare gun. That will have its own flare. Or should I use all these? Use up the white ones? Nah. Ah, look at that. A blue square. And so, pop, it is being put in there. Cool. These do not stack, or do they? Oh, they would stack. Woody wood stacker. Okay. Yeah. So what else can be smelt? I would say copper once more. But copper, I think I have been enough by now. What's the power doing? Power is fine. Nothing to complain about. This one stays closed. What's the plan actually? The plan is to close this from the outside, wait out the flares since the room is perfectly insulated, and then open everything afterwards. Yep. Okay. There's no power here though. Closing that up in time will be a bit tricky. But it works. Okay, okay, okay. So let's do... What is happening? Ah, fuck. I believe that's a bug. Why? Because I have experience with a high degree of certainty that when I empty the furnace, for example, into a filtration unit that is standing in my room to get some CO2 for the plants, you know, then for a while nothing much will happen. And then all of a sudden there will be a rush of heat, as if the stuff that is coming out of the furnace is coming like from a list in a computer. Like first we do this list item and then the next one and so forth. And in this way maybe suddenly there was some ice excreted into these guys and so they were destroyed. Yeah. That's what I mean with bug. Damn. So just slapping a passive liquid outlet on the guy doesn't work. Interesting. I didn't know that. Good thing that happened in time and not when I was already busy doing this stuff here. Which stuff? Oh, this stuff. That could make for a nice YouTube thumbnail, huh? Maybe.
Everything is closed up. Oh, right. Me deconstructing those pipes wasn't the wisest move because... yeah. Oh well. Okay, let's put one of the other pipes on this then. Which will also burst in seconds, I guess. Hey, what's happening? Why is it not auto-rotating? What just happened? I was pressing the key again and again. Minus 104. Yeah, but why didn't this happen earlier? That is my question, and I believe that question is justified. As in, I believe there is a bug here, as in not realistic behavior. Or do I want to keep that stuff in the furnace? Yeah, I don't know, it's so very cold. Now I remember why we have such a high level of CO2 in this station. I heated it up by burning volatiles. Yup, that gives a lot of CO2. Okay, temperature 9 degrees. If I break open this wall, which the frame rate is telling us is not yet the time to do, then the temperature in here should fall. The question is how drastically. I wonder. Well, if you see some weird artifacts sometimes, like here, as if that is fading in, it's because recently, like 2 weeks ago, I changed my anti-aliasing setting for Stationeers to temporal anti-aliasing. Which I have basically not yet regretted. So... and it seems to produce an even smoother image than whatever I used before, FXAA or some, I don't know, I don't remember. Okay, I need a filtration unit. Ah, an atmospherics unit. Gold and copper. Hey, where's that gold? Oh, I picked it up myself, yeah. Oh. And where will I place my little oxygen sucker? Oh, it's time. Let's see what that does. Temperature currently is 11 degrees.
Temperature critical. Temperature low.
And temperature currently is 4 degrees. Okay, definitely gotten colder. So let's see what happens now. Now look at that! 7 degrees! Perfect balance, baby. I like. The loudest sound in the world. One of the reasons being they're playing it multiple times simultaneously. I don't know why they're doing that and whether that's a bug. But that's what it is. Has anyone
Hydration critical.
taken notice? I mean, for now I don't need the airlock. I will just keep this open. And then we will... where's my greenhouse shit? There it is. How many do I have? 5. How many do I need? 3. Because potatoes are just so ridiculously effective. I think I will just stupidly build that here on this wall. Hydration critical. It is still doing that.
Power critical.
So, insulated liquid pipes. One, two, three. I actually have exactly enough for this. Not bad. And where's the grow light? Why is the kit door? Oh, that's the second door I wanted to make. And the grow light? Here. Let's first connect those pipes. Pressure, pretty high actually, 100 kilopascals. Huh. Well, that's a good thing, because I want to reduce the pressure by sucking some air from here. Only the, well, 88% O2, that's fine too. Why is it this? Right, of course. I conquered all of these fields just now. So the ratio of O2 is much higher. This is perfect for getting some O2 from here. But from where exactly? Anyway, let's put some cables up. Because the plants, they grow while I do other stuff. But while I do other stuff, they don't plant themselves. I still don't have the logic to program them, though. Not a good thing. Ah, nowhere to fly. Too bad. This works, though. Nice. Temperature is a bit low to grow some stuff.
Hunger caution.
I will indeed now take a short break. And then, sometime later, I resume to the playing of this. So, where do we put the O2 station? Not right here, because this is where I come in. Hello? Not here, because there's no space. Yep. Really need to take a look at my power consumption here. So let's print a few cable analyzers. How many would be convenient? One to find out what power is coming in. Well, and one to find out how much power is being consumed. So maybe here, huh? Not my music. So how much power are we indeed consuming? $400. I thought it would be more. And we're getting less than 400. Interesting. Yeah, wind is currently very low. Alright, next step. Plants. Lights, logic control. God damn it, I need... Is the sun coming up again? Already? Huh. I basically need to go mining because I need that fucking material. That is for making steel. That is for whatever arbitrary purpose I imagine in the moment that I'm using it. And this is similar. Okay, let's power up. No, I wanted to first get some high pressure oxygen going. So let's... I mean, this will be very manual at first. I want oxygen. Ah, damn.
An active vent then. That's daring, huh? And a passive one. Do I have a cable somewhere? Thin cable, no? Well, then let's print some, I would say. Okay, and now I have a filtration unit that is hypothetically powered with O2 and an active vent that will be making sure that things explode. Okay, then let's do that. Let's see what happens. Save.
Air tank critical.
Okay, 8 degrees and pure oxygen.
Hunger critical.
Okay. Woohoo! Yeah, if I observe that correctly, if that gets warm, it explodes. So let's breathe that. That's the best use of it, after all. Okay. Then we need the deep miner cartridge. And we need to replace a couple of batteries. And I wanted to print some large batteries, I remember. Haven't done that yet, huh? Maybe I should do that now. Because, I need gold for that. Do I have gold? Not much. Need a lot of gold. Crap, I don't wanna... I need... it'll do. I will just stick with what I have for now. Okay, I have lots of oxygen. Battery, explodey stuff. My hopeless deep miner location findy thing. And I'm trying to save something, but for some reason the game is not currently doing anything. The entire computer is frozen right now. I don't know what's happening. I was doing some antivirus scan earlier today, and that is still ongoing. However, I'm sure that I paused that. Yep, it is paused. And it says it will take only a few more minutes. I will now turn that on again. Crazily, that has actually been going on this entire episode recording. I don't know if there are some problems here. Maybe I have to toss out the entire thing. We will see, whatever. Anyway, so we're recording. The game is saved. And this is taking suspiciously long. See, when I was just paused a few minutes ago, I updated the game. Maybe they changed something that is not beneficial. While we're at it, let's see if it's actually saving. Yep, that's a new save game from right now. Do I have oxygen? Yes. Do I have filters? Yes. Waste canister could be emptied.
batteries I have space to mine some stuff. Eating, yeah, eating, drinking. That would have been very annoying once again. Let's go. Where's the mining drill? Here it is. I need to find silver and gold. Still Heaven's Vault. Is everything on this fucking moon Heaven's Vault? Hey, look at that, gold. Has any of you ever played Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands? If so, do you agree it's a very addictive game? I mean, I've played that for hundreds of hours. Played through 2-3 times maybe already. And a few days ago I started with another one. It's just good gameplay. What else do I have lying around right now? Space Chaos Demo. I haven't yet touched that one. Downloaded it yesterday. Blood, the fresh supply. Well, that's of course the good old Blood game. Spiced up by, I believe, Night Dive Studios. Yeah. Probably playable. High on Life. I've played that for 3 hours and it's fun. It's fun. Not great, but definitely good. And yeah, I like Rick and Morty, so I feel right at home there. Power Wash Simulator 2 demo, didn't play that much yet. SnowRunner, played it for almost a bit more than an hour. And that one could be fun, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not deep enough in there. Yeah. Blade Runner Remastered Edition, Enhanced Edition. Clash Artifacts of Chaos, 21 minutes only, okay. But it's very new still. Dome Keeper, that's a nice little fun game. Anyway. Hey Google, turn on the fan. This discolorization thing is pretty cool. I like. Oh, look at that! Southwest Highlands, silicon. And who the fuck needs that? Silicon, not interested. At least we're in a different region now. And there's some water. I actually wanted to take some water with me. I need silver, please. Copper is nice, yeah, but I have enough of that for now. Silver, though, is really needed. I want to make electrum. I need to make electrum. Southwest Highlands. I mean, I get that the rocket scanner head can transmit to an assigned map motherboard, and then you get to see the deep miner ore and so forth. Yeah, fine. But what the fuck is that? Is that my station? What is happening? Or is that the sun? I mean, I don't see any stars there, so that's probably the sun rather. Anyway. But why can I not, like, use one of these guys here to transmit that information also? I mean, what's wrong about that? I'm scanning, so right now that information is being obtained. Why is that information then not recorded if I would set something up accordingly? Or recordingly? Yeah, gold is good. I disagree with this. I want to be able to, you know, I want to see where I have been. And someone else suggested that it would be great to see beacons on the map. And yeah, that's something that should be in there. And there again, we are at that funny problem, like I talked about at length in the previous episode. Rocketworks doing a thing like to 80%, and then that's it. Then it just stays like that. Keeps lying around, and I wouldn't say never changes, but you know, certainly doesn't change as much as we'd like it to. No more explosion danger in regards to my air canister. It's now below 9,000. Copper, very green. Or whatever this is. Too bad the new terrain system is not more high resolution like they said it would possibly be. It's just this, I mean, I believe it is the same voxel resolution as the previous terrain system. But I mean, it's fine. It's very nice. It looks beautiful once we're out, once we're at top. I mean, currently mining. And then the discolorization feature, very cool. Then the soil versus the deep rock stuff here, very nice. Yeah. Very performant, you can look very far. Visually beautiful, very diverse rendering. And it doesn't have the bugs that the old one had, where it would freeze from time to time and then suddenly resume. Wow, it's a deep hole. No silver yet, god damn it.
Power low.
Yes, yes. Copper, fuck off. Lead, one thing led to another. Should I take that with me? I have some lead, and it should be enough. But okay, let's take some more. Lead is relatively rare. Okay, relatively rare, but this is a large vein. Silver, where are you? I cannot continue with this playthrough without you. I need silver. It all depends on it. Cobalt, Northwest Highlands. I mean, cobalt is cool, but do I need a deep miner for cobalt? I don't think so. Also, wow, that would be so very far away. No silver? Is there no silver on Europa or what's happening? If only the fucking sun would show up. Copper aplenty. Copper, iron, coal, yeah. But I see no silver. And what if I find silver now? Will it be more than a stack? How long will I have to live off that little bit? Oh my god, silver. I found silver. Alright. Yeah, sure. I already have almost a full stack. Very good. Okay. I can go home with a lot of silver, it appears. Good excursion. Dude, what's happening? Sure. It's already full. Okay. That's it, but it was more than 5 stacks, I believe. Yeah, more than 4 stacks. That's good. Enough silver for now. And here comes the sun, and that's Jupiter. Let's go home then, which should be there, I think. Huh. Okay. Oh, silver, nickel, lead, motherfucker. This is a good deep miner position. Let's take a screenshot then. Bap. That's how the cool kids write shit down these days. Interesting that this coincides, this deep miner region and the finding of silver. Wonder if that's a coincidence, if it's a random coincidence. A coincidence, of course it is. Because there's certainly a very obvious pattern. It's not irrational to... Oh, is that silver? Oh, motherfucker. It's not irrational to see these as 2 elements of one set, and therefore then calling it a coincidence. This doesn't mean whether the coincidence is random or whatever its nature is. It's just a coincidence. Things are coinciding. How much gold do I have, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, more gold would be nice, because I need gold generally, and I wanted to make a lot of electrum, so... Shut up. Basically, I just have to follow gravity. Wow, this battery is still so fucking full.
Hydration critical.
Now that is a concern. First time I see nitrized on this world. Yeah, it's best to mine during the day, obviously. It's interesting, right? I mean, I've set the world speed to 1/10 of what it normally is. So instead of a 20-minute day-night cycle, we have a 200-minute day-night cycle. And it still feels hasty to me. Not... okay, maybe hasty is not the right term, but something like that. Still a bit too fast, like the day is passing... oh, it's evening again already? You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, the 20-minute default is ridiculous. It's for demonstrating and testing if things are working correctly, but that cannot be the normal gameplay, man. There needs to be a slider or whatever for that. There needs to be a setting. It's sad that we have to do that with the console still, after all this time. Someone, millionaire, billionaire, go over there to New Zealand and give them the fucking money. It's a worthy cause. Hey Google, turn off the fan. Again, short look at the graphics settings. Fantastic! Tessellation high, extreme is really not necessary. But the difference between medium and high is still perceivable. I mean, you can still see a difference between high and extreme too, but only if you really look with a microscope. Render distance, extreme. Terrain detail, high, which is the highest. Mineable render distance high, which is the highest. Shadows extreme, which is the highest. Distant shadows on.
texture quality very high, because that's really the least of any graphics cards concerned if you have the memory. And I mean, I have like 8 gigabytes or so, which isn't really not much. Target frame rate irrelevant since I'm on VSync. Weather quality high, if there would be any weather. And it's pretty stupid that if you turn off the lens flares, the sun will be completely invisible. Right? I mean, that's the case on the moon. Is it the case here too? Huh. Yep. That's redonkulous, man. There should be some billboard, some placeholder that shows you, well, the sun is right here. It looks fugly, but it's here. Also, lens flares. I mean, when I think lens flare, I'm thinking about all the things that are happening across the screen while a bright light source like the sun is on screen somewhere. I'm not thinking about the sun itself. That's not a lens flare, that's the sun, man. Oh, look at that, there's the station. Misa, good stuff. Look, this is holy ground, because there are holes in it. So, is there still a station for me to come back to? Visually, yes, but does it have atmosphere? Still have power. It's all looking very good. Okay. Wait, before I do anything here, let's shove something into Mr. Smelt. And what do we put in there? Oh, gold, of course. The furnace is probably really empty now. Yeah, basically. $11 degrees. That's also fine. Alrighty. Now, before I do any interesting shenanigans, I want to stop this now, because, I mean, we have all the resources to step on the gas, but it's relatively late already. I mean, I have time tomorrow. I'm currently on vacation. Yeah. So, this is the end for today. How interesting was that? We mined more, and then we mined, and then it ended.